Good morning, everyone, and I welcome you to Galaxy Today Live. My name is Odusanya Adideji. I'm a clinical psychologist, and today I want to discuss with us a very important topic that cuts across the facets of our life when we talk about work, family, and what have you. When we engage with work, when we engage our family, go by our daily life, we accumulate what we call stress. And in order for us to feel calm, to be able to be more focused, and to concentrate in what we do, that is why I will be discussing with us managing daily life stress for optimal well-being. What is stress and why is it important? Stress is our body reaction to life challenges. In fact, specifically, we can say that it is an emotional and physiological response to events around us. When we look at stress, in short, both of it can motivate us, help us to be more focused and concentrate. But when stress becomes a day-by-day or continuous process, it can undermine our well-being, affecting our immune system, affecting our behavior, affecting our functionality. In fact, continuous stress can get to a point whereby our sleeping is undermined, we begin to have poor sleep, we begin to become irritable, and we begin to have our global functioning affected. I want us to understand something, that stress is part of us and there is nothing we can do about it. In fact, permit me to take you to the biblical days. Right from the beginning, God told man that you will survive based on your toil. And that is where stress was instituted. So by that, this is a clarion call for us that we should not demonize stress. And that is why we can't but continue to talk about stress. Whenever we experience stress based on things we do, and if it is not checked, then there are ways by which it can affect us physiologically, psychologically. Let me briefly take you through that process. Whenever we experience stress, our body secretes what we call stress hormone called cortisol. This cortisol is a natural chemical that is released into the body whenever we are in a situation of crisis. And when that is released, your body secretes that hormone in order for you to have enough energy either to run or to fight and face the challenges. But when cortisol is in too much volume within the body system due to stress, your brain will begin to get a feedback that this person going through stress is under threat. And that is why we need to talk about balancing stress, balancing our daily and work life so that we'll be able to ameliorate the stress. So how do you know that you are going through stress? Number one, through your body, you can know when you begin to experience tension in your shoulder, in your neck, in your joints. Then in your state of mind, when you begin to experience loss of sleep, irritability, loss of concentration, loss of focus. Then behaviorally, you notice that maybe you are overeating or you are having poor eating habits. You should begin to have clear signal that there is a possibility that I am going through stress. Now, we can't talk about stress without knowing what to do specifically to ameliorate stress. Now, let's talk about 5 daily strategies by which you can reduce stress. First of all, we'll talk about micro mindfulness break. What does that mean? It means that at every 2 hours, you can take 30 minutes break to wind down, take a pause from what you are doing, take a deep breath, and relax. When you do this has a way of resetting your nervous system. 2, you can delegate duties and prioritize your task. Every day before you start your day, always pen down the 3 important tasks that you want to do for the day. Look at it, audit it. Which of these one can I do myself? Which one can I delegate to others? When you learn to say no from doing something, then you are investing in your mental state positively. Then also ensure that you have intermittent movements. When you are walking and you sit on a spot continuously for a long time, that is what we call sedentary lifestyle. Take a pause, stand up, stretch your body, move, interact with others. This has a way of restoring your mental state. Also, connect with others. By the time you connect with people, you get to talk with them, interact with them, and that brings to focus the fact that talk is therapeutic. So try as much as possible to engage with others, and when you do so, you are going to replenish the connection that you have, and you will feel better because what goes around comes around. Now, let's bring this all together. Stress is inevitable, just like I said. But one thing is very, very important, and you must let this be known moving forward. Your attitude to stress is a big game changer. Currently, research says that attitude to stress, if it is positive, helps the body system to release an hormone. It's also a stress hormone, but it's on the positive side, called oxytocin. When your body releases oxytocin, what it does is that it beats your heart. And as you are going through stress, the effect of stress, negative effect of stress, will not impact you. But if you have a negative attitude towards stress, just like I said, that you should not demonize stress. That means that rather than release oxytocin, you will rather be releasing the negative stress hormone, which are adrenaline and cortisol. One important, a very prominent health psychologist in America, Kelly McGonigal, did a research on stress and made us understand that those that form a positive attitude towards stress, they experience lesser and lesser of respiratory challenges. However, those that have positive, negative attitude towards stress, most of them die of various forms of cardiovascular challenges or the other. What attitude do you have towards stress today? Stress is inevitable. It is part of us. You continue to catastrophize that stress is bad, in as much as, despite the fact that we have let you know that stress is part of our life. Your attitude towards stress is the big game changer. You can't continue to demonize what is part of your life. So moving forward, think of how do I form a good relationship with stress? How do I manage it healthily and effectively? When we say healthily, it is not to use substance, but you can do a relaxation therapy. Just like I said, you take a deep breath, you wind down, and you can do and all other things, interact with people. So it is inevitable. So if you have further inquiry about what we have talked about today, Aroge Trauma Care Foundation, and you have the contact details on the screen out there. Thank you very much.